Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the latest Marvel movie, which is, weirdly enough, kind of in our wheelhouse this time around.
Yeah, because it's like it's PG-13?
PG-13.
Yeah, it's PG-13 horror movie in a lot of ways. Not in terms of its tone, but definitely in terms of its imagery.
Yeah, it's got a lot more horrific imagery than usual.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's still a hero story, a superhero story.
It's still a superhero story. It's still safe for kids. But it's got like a little bit more of that Evil Dead flair. You know?
Yeah. This movie was done by Sam Raimi.
Yep.
And you can tell because on top of it being a really good Doctor Strange movie and a really good movie in general, it's also Sam Raimi going over his greatest hits.
Yeah. There's like references to like not like
overt references.
It's visual references. There's a lot of visual references to his past films. Like for example, there's an entire sequence in which Doctor Strange is fighting this weird Cthulhu-like monster, for lack of a better way of putting it, on the side of a building, and it's very reminiscent of the Spider-Man fight with Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
when they're on the side of the building.
When he's fighting Shumagora.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's a bunch of references throughout the movie to his past films like that. And there's even references to Evil Dead.
Evil Dead 2, some Darkman references.
Yeah.
Good. This movie also has Danny Elfman returning to do some superhero soundtrack. Perfect.
And the soundtrack's great.
It is.
It was a very unique score for a Marvel movie, and I really appreciate it.
Well, yeah, because there's Danny Elfman. Let's get some style back in here.
Absolutely. And another example, because this is like right in the beginning of the movie, there's a sequence in which Doctor Strange goes to his ex's wedding, and it's very reminiscent of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, exact. Yeah, absolutely. Like it's kind of beautiful because it's rare that it's not rare for a Marvel movie to reference other fan things.
No.
What is unusual is having the guy that did those things be the one making the movie.
Well, it's kind of like how Ready Player One was directed by Spielberg, so you had Spielberg referencing some of his old movies.
Yeah,
but yeah, I really liked what he did with this. Like it's got the Raimi touch. Like It's got his twisted sense of humor. It's got his love of torturing his main characters.
Yeah, it's definitely one of his more subdued movies, though.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it was gonna be. It was
like, it depends. Like, if you're comparing it to like Evil Dead or Drag Me to Hell, it's pretty subdued. But if you're comparing it to like, Oz the Great and the Powerful or A Simple Plan or any of those movies, it's a little bit crazier than them.
Yeah.
So it's a movie that kind of like touches on his more crazy movies, but also is like safer for family consumption.
Yeah. It's a little nicer, as in friendlier. It's a little friendlier in tone than like Darkman by just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because unlike Darkman, which is like just pure vengeance. Liam Neeson is screaming at things, his face is melting. Like this one's actually
that was rated R.
Yeah, because that one was rated R.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I love Darkman. Unlike that one, this one is much more. Yeah, I would say tonally, it's a combination of the Raimi Spider-Man movies and Darkman.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in between those two.
Yeah,
things.
with a little bit of Army of Darkness in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like especially with some of the ways it treats like the multiverse of madness, so to speak.
Yes.
Like he gets to go and cut loose a little bit and add a little bit of that Raimi Deadite flair.
Yeah, especially in that one scene near the end.
Yeah. Yep. Now, we haven't really talked about the plot of the movie yet, and that's because the trailers were really good at not actually telling you the plot of the movie, and I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't actually watched it yet, so I'm not going to tell you the plot of the movie, but I will tell you this. Everyone that you saw in the trailer that's in this movie does a great job, and everyone that you didn't see in the trailer that is a surprise cameo does a great job too.
Yeah. There is also a surprise main character in this one that the trailer does not tell you.
The trailer does not indicate whatsoever.
Yeah, I was amazed. I was like, wait, that's not like one of the top tier Marvel characters, but that's like a major character.
No, but it's a newer character that became relatively popular.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, we will talk about that in the spoiler section because I kind of liked being surprised in the theater when they showed up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know?
Me too. It's really I did like the fact that they told you what the movie they didn't lie to you.
Yeah.
They didn't lie to you. They just didn't tell you certain things.
Yeah.
You know, you going in, if you're like, is the movie going to be anything like the trailer? Yeah, it is. It is.
It is like the trailer. The trailer just doesn't tell you the plot.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you like ideas and hints.
It gives you some hints.
But not directly telling you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I'm glad because I really liked the first Doctor Strange movie, but I really liked that this movie was able to cut loose a little bit more and go even weirder with the strange stuff.
Yeah. I miss Scott Derrickson's visual flair.
Oh yeah, he had a great flair.
The one thing that I was like, oh, he's perfect for Doctor Strange because like he's gonna really get into the James Steranko imagery.
Well, all the imagery in that first movie was just fucking phenomenal. And,
yeah,
and with Raimi's movie, like for lack of a better way of putting it, it's a little less polished because it's got that Raimi kind of like Raimi has like an intentional jankiness to the way he films things, and I love it. But it definitely doesn't look as polished.
Yeah,
but because this was the multiverse of madness, that jankiness kind of added to it a little bit.
It did. There were a lot of really. It's a good movie.
I will say this though, as a warning to anyone, because I noticed some people that had trouble with this. I highly recommend you watch not just Doctor Strange before you see this, and not just Endgame and all the other things and No Way Home. I recommend you also watch WandaVision. Because there's a lot about WandaVision that leads into this movie. Yeah,
WandaVision is integral to this plot.
Because there's a lot of people I saw that were like confused as to where Wanda's at the start of this story, and that only makes sense if you watched WandaVision.
Yeah. Why does Wanda care about these two kids that we've never seen in any movies before?
Exactly.
Like that kind of jazz.
Why she had this weird orchard.
Yeah, what's going on here? What is this book? When did she get that?
Yeah.
Everything that WandaVision was in WandaVision, they don't go over again.
What is she talking about? Like, that incident? That only makes sense if you watched WandaVision. If you didn't watch WandaVision and you go into this confused, well, that's why.
Yeah. WandaVision is the thing that you're definitely going to want to watch before going into this movie.
Absolutely. And also, if you probably the Spider-Man movie No Way Home, because that also ties into shit that goes into this, but
that's
Doctor Strange.
It just introduces like a couple of the concepts that the movie really goes into detail on.
For sure. For sure.
One of them being that Wong is actually currently the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yep.
Because Doctor Strange was gone for 5 years. And so they're like, well, we need someone else to do it. Hey, Wong, how about you?
I can't remember. That might have been briefly referenced in Shang-Chi. I can't remember.
It was referenced in No Way Home.
No Way Home, okay.
Yeah, basically where he's like, yo, Strange, I need you to fucking do this kind of stuff. And Peter's like, aren't you the Sorcerer Supreme? No, not anymore. I was gone for 5 years, so they made Wong Sorcerer Supreme.
Basically, even though these are movies, the MCU has become the longest running television series, basically.
Yes.
And it's a good thing to watch all of it in order to understand the next part. But for this one specifically, WandaVision's the big must.
Yeah. This is really obviously, the whole multiverse plot has been like their first attempt to set up a major Marvel event that moves between different mediums.
Yeah.
Because before it was all contained to the films.
Oh, yeah.
But now the shows are coming into it. And they're probably only, knowing Marvel storytelling, that's only going to become more the case.
Yeah, absolutely. So, highly recommend. And as per usual, always stay for the credits. Just putting that out.
Oh, yes.
There's a Bruce Campbell cameo. I think that should be a given.
If you needed to know whether Bruce shows up, he does.
He does. It's a fun cameo. You'll enjoy it. And let's move on to the spoilers, I guess.
Yeah, so the first major spoiler, which happens pretty early on, is that the main antagonist is Wanda.
Wanda is the villain of this story. Basically, if you've watched WandaVision, at the end of WandaVision, she loses her kids and has to let go of Vision because she created this false reality in which they existed and essentially
enslaved an entire town.
Yeah, enslaved an entire town to put up this facade of this perfect life.
Yeah. And there's in WandaVision, there is a great kind of question as to whether she's doing it consciously, because that's one of the things about Scarlet Witch is that her unconscious desires warp reality.
And the answer really is, at the end of that, was that it started off unconscious and became conscious as it went on.
Yeah. As it went more and more, she needed that reality to stay together, and so she was doing worse and worse things.
And by the end of that story, she had to let go of all that, and but she didn't entirely let go, because she gets Agatha Harkness, who was the primary antagonist of WandaVision, her book, which is The Darkhold. Yeah. The Darkhold is essentially the Necronomicon of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
If you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it popped up there, and then it popped up in WandaVision, and it pops up in the Multiverse of Madness as well, because it turns out, as we saw at the end of WandaVision, she is now learning spells from the Darkhold, and is enhancing her magic with it, and still hung up on her kids, because at the very end we hear like the voices of her kids yelling, "Help me, help me!"
Yeah,
and she's practicing magic. This movie is basically all about her trying to get a hold of a character that has the superpower to jump dimensions. And she wants this character's power so that she can jump dimensions and go and live in a dimension in which her kids actually exist. Because in the multiverse, there is versions of Wanda that did have the kids.
Yeah.
They aren't just fictional things that she dreamed up. Because in this movie, they have this whole thing that sometimes your dreams are actually a peek into the alternate dimensions.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny when you think back on some of the Marvel characters that like woke up from like their nightmares and stuff. Like, oh shit, there's actually something happening.
Actually, movie actually touches on that.
Yeah, it does. It does. So Doctor Strange basically has to protect this dimension jumping girl, who is a character from the comics named America Chavez.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of America Chavez, she's in this movie.
Yeah. And now, some of you might wonder, wait, her power is a little goofy. Mm-hmm. Do they do it?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Like the thing with her
the
is
punching stars.
Yeah, she punches stars and things. That's her big thing.
That creates other creates dimensional portals.
Yeah, the movie just leans into that.
She just straight up does. Well, they kind of nailed the character. That is the character from the comic to the T.
Yes.
Like they like she is a spunky teenage girl with power to jump dimensions, whose gay parents in the comics they were killed. In the movie, they're sucked into another dimension, and she could potentially find them.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more optimistic about that. But in the comics, they're just straight up dead.
Yeah. I actually think the idea of like finding her parents is actually a pretty good. That's a good hook.
It's a really good hook. It gives her a nice little drive, and like if they ever do America Chavez TV show or movie, depending upon what they give her.
Yeah.
Or if they, I guarantee she's probably going to be in the Marvels.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, she's going to show up in the Marvels.
I guarantee it.
One of the things I really liked was the sort of like, oh, that does make a lot of sense that we would do this. Mm-hmm. I don't know where that's going to take the character, though.
Yeah.
Which is that she joins Cumberbatch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The Doctor Strange magic school people.
Is going to be taught by Wong and his people.
Yeah, so like she's going to be like Wong's apprentice.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
This movie actually sets up a lot of really cool stuff. My personal pet theory and the ending teaser, because the teaser of this one of the teasers of this is that Doctor Strange's wife from the comics, Clea, shows up, played by Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron,
who's probably the most perfect casting, because the thing about that character, she was always drawn as like the most perfect blonde woman.
Oh yeah.
And who's the more perfect looking blonde woman than Charlize Theron? Maybe Margot Robbie. Like,
yeah. But even Margot Robbie's like, she looks a little funny looking.
Yeah.
You know, she's got a funny, she's got a charming look to her, whereas Charlize Theron just looks like, hello. Do you remember Lauren Bacall? I am the reincarnation.
And she basically like needs him because there's breaches in the dimensions and they need to go fix this. I think this is all setting up Secret Wars.
I agree.
I think that's what we're going to
I know I've been saying Secret Wars for a while now, but there's no way they're not going to eventually do Secret Wars.
I think that's exactly what's going on here. And we'll see. We'll see where they go. But I think this is setting up Secret Wars. Especially now that they've broken like all dimensional like reality and now everything's possible.
Oh shit, we need to talk about a boy.
Which boy?
Our boy, Professor X.
Professor X. Oh my god, Professor X, please, for the love of God, stop confronting angry redheads.
Oh yeah, no.
It don't bad end well. For you.
It don't end well. Don't go well.
So this movie actually gave the Marvel Universe the MCU an opportunity to insert an element from the comics that I never really cared for very much, but making it an alternate dimension kind of worked for me.
Yeah.
And that's the concept of the Illuminati. In the Marvel comics, there was a storyline, like one of those like, what do you call it? Like seasonal arcs, not the right word, but like world branching storylines.
Yeah.
That involved this group, the secretive group called the Illuminati, which was basically a bunch of the smartest Marvel heroes deciding that they're smarter than everyone else and that they gotta like steer the world into a better place.
Yeah.
So you had like Professor X, you had like Reed Richards, and you had Iron Man, Tony Stark.
Yeah, Tony Stark. Also had Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange as well.
Yeah, and Black Bolt.
Yep. And there's a version of the Illuminati that they run into in an alternate dimension that leads to this whole subplot of them basically deeming that Doctor Strange is the biggest threat and danger to all of realities because their version of Doctor Strange collapsed realities and shit.
Yeah.
And so like this is their way to sneak in a cool little cameo from Patrick Stewart as Professor X in the fucking the old yellow fucking like floating chair that he had in the 90s cartoon.
Yeah, and when he shows up, they actually play the 90s cartoon theme. And when he's fucking, I also love the detail of when they're in the mental world where Professor X can walk around. He's wearing a black turtleneck because for some reason when he walks around, he always wears a black turtleneck.
Yeah. It was a really fucking cool moment.
Oh yeah.
But naturally, there's a point in which he has to confront Wanda because, surprise, surprise, Doctor Strange was correct. Wanda is the bigger threat right now.
Yeah.
And Wanda, snaps him back to reality.
Yeah.
And by that I mean she snaps his fucking neck.
Yeah. It's one of those like, oh.
They also have a cool little cameo. They brought in they brought in Black Bolt from the Inhumans TV show.
Yeah. They used the same actor, but they actually put him in the Black Bolt outfit.
Yeah, which is really cool. But the big one for me was John Krasinski as Reed Richards, which is probably the most perfect casting. And if they're using him in the Fantastic Four movie, good job.
Yeah, it was so funny because it was what he comes on. I was like, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Why didn't I think of that? He's perfect. He's fucking perfect. He evokes those dad vibes that Reed Richards is supposed to evoke. He's always kind of had that like kind of quiet, contemplative. Like,
yeah. And he doesn't come off like a prick.
Which
is important because Reed Richards is a character that can very easily come off as a prick.
And just physically, he looks like the way Reed is often drawn.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like a little younger, but like, you know, whatever.
Put the white streak in his hair.
Yeah. You know, be fine.
And there's also, not not Monica Rambeau, but Maria Rambeau, her mom, who was Captain Marvel's best friend in the first Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah. In this reality, she becomes Captain Marvel.
She becomes Captain Marvel, and so she's another member of the Illuminati.
Oh, and it's Agent Carter, right?
Yeah, yeah. Captain Carter. Captain Carter from the What If series, but this is a different version of Captain Carter, who joined the Illuminati, obviously, because the Captain Carter in the What If series was a little different.
Yeah, same actress, though.
Same actress. Same actress. They're actually, apparently there's rumors, and I don't know if the rumors are true yet, they're going to make a Captain Carter movie, which I'm all for.
Hey, no, I'll be fine. Yeah. I'm good with that.
It'd be interesting to see if they start making movies from these alternate realities.
Let me put it this way. That's never out of the cards when it comes to Marvel. Like, it's entirely possible. Like for instance, a lot of people are wondering, well, they're going to want to bring X-Men in at some point. How are they going to do that?
Well, I think they just showed us how.
Yeah, they pretty much did.
Yeah.
And I guarantee Wanda setting up a Wanda from an alternate reality is part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely fucking guarantee it.
This does tragically end with Wanda taking her own life to end the Darkhold and stuff. This is actually one thing I want to bring up. There's a lot of people who didn't seem to catch that, as stated in both Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and WandaVision. And I get if you didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's stated in WandaVision that the Darkhold corrupts.
Yeah.
And it even physically shows you how it corrupts in both this and the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, and in WandaVision.
Yeah, because her hands are getting
the hands
darker and blacker and more burnt
fucking like fingertips. So I don't know why anyone didn't understand that that's partially why she takes such a hard turn into evil in this, compared to where she's left off in the last WandaVision. Yeah. Even though it's obvious they're hinting towards her going down a dark path in WandaVision.
Yeah.
The scenery chewing villainousness that you have in this, it's because she's being corrupted by the book at this point.
Yeah.
This takes place a year after WandaVision.
Yeah.
So, she's had a long time sitting with that damn book.
Yeah.
And it's why at the very end, in order to, redeem herself and break herself out, she has to destroy the book entirely.
Yeah, she has to destroy the book in the place where it comes from.
And she doesn't just destroy the book, she destroys it in every reality.
Yeah. And the funny thing is the entire time, I know a lot of people had problems with it. They were like, hey, how come Wanda's the villain of this one? I'm like, is that something Scarlet Witch does?
Yeah.
This is absolutely a Scarlet Witch style plot.
Oh, yeah. How many Scarlet Witch style plots involve her either, going bad?
Yeah.
Or just like WandaVision, warping reality unintentionally and or intentionally doing it because she's having an episode.
Yeah. And usually what usually stops her?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, absolutely. He's usually that force.
He's usually the one's like, no, you're not like this. You don't want to do this. And then she's like, oh, you're right. What am I
will say this though. This is probably the best Dark Phoenix movie yet.
Oh, dude.
And I don't mean that in that there's a Dark Phoenix cameo. I just mean that WandaVision was handled better. Not WandaVision, but Wanda's turn to evil in this, in my opinion, was handled better than any of the.
Yeah. Because it's a
Dark Phoenix movie.
It is always mirrored. It had echoes of the Dark Phoenix saga with Scarlet Witch. Then they did a really good job.
Absolutely. And fucking, she's having so much fun playing evil in this, and I love it.
Oh god, there was this Twitter thing, and I'm like, it's one of those Twitter things, and I'm like, oh please, where Elizabeth Olsen tweets something out, and she's just one of those I'm looking at this thing, I think I need my daddy, and then Ian McKellen responded, and I'm like, oh please.
That's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful.
Probably my favorite joke in this is Undead Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, there's a great fucking what do you call it? Chekhov's gun in this.
Oh yeah.
Where at the very beginning of the story, an alternate universe version of Doctor Strange dies at the hands of one of the demons that Wanda unleashed from the book. And the body ends up in Doctor Strange's reality when America Chavez jumps to that reality, and Doctor Strange buries that body like. And you know that fucking rooftop garden that's on top of the Sanctum Sanctorum. It's that same garden in Endgame where Hulk met the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yep. Met the great met the great one.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the very end, there's a point in which he's stuck in a different dimension and he can't get to the other dimension because Chavez has been kidnapped. By Wanda. Yeah, because that's the thing. Normally you can't fully move between dimensions unless you have a power like America Chavez. And so far, the way Wanda's been going through dimensions hasn't been actually being in those dimensions. She's been possessing the bodies of herself in those dimensions. Yeah. And she's using the Darkhold to do that. Doctor Strange realizes he could use the same spell since he finds a copy of the Darkhold in a different dimension. Yeah. An evil version of him has it. And it's not quite the evil version from What If, but it's definitely inspired by it. Oh, yeah. It's a guy who probably would have gone in a similar direction eventually. Yeah. He gets that, and he realizes that he can put himself and possess a version of himself. And everyone's just like, but wait, hold on. There's not another version of you in that reality. And the Doctor Strange is like, it didn't say it had to be a living one. So he's able to possess the dead body of the other Doctor Strange. And this is where you get the most Army of Darkness moment of Raimi. It's also that shot in the trailer where you see the undead looking version of him with the multiple arms. Yeah. Oh my God. I just fucking loved the whole Arr! And then the souls of doing spells as a fucking stiff. Oh God, it's Raimi bringing in his Three Stooges. Oh yeah. You can totally imagine that part being Bruce Campbell in Army of Darkness. Oh no, completely. And there's a point in which I was really impressed that fucking Benedict Cumberbatch was able to pull that off. Oh yeah. And there's a point in which the souls of the dead try to bring him back because he's not supposed to be there. And then he uses them as these giant wings. Yo, my God, yeah. Oh my God, this movie's fun. Crap. This movie's fun. That movie got his powers got anime ridiculous. Oh yeah, it did. My God, so fun. This movie's a blast. I don't know what to tell you. If you're this to me is a movie not just for MCU fans. This is a movie for Raimi fans too. Oh, definitely. If you're a fan of Raimi, but you don't really care for the MCU, watch this one. You'll probably enjoy it. If you're a fan of the MCU, you're going to enjoy it. If you're like one of those weird Wanda stans that apparently wasn't paying attention in WandaVision and didn't catch that she's going to be going down a dark path in this movie, then I guess avoid it because I don't. Yeah, you might be a little bit mad. However, you might want to watch it anyway because we're not done with Scarlet Witch. I guarantee you. There is no way that character does not come back in some capacity. No way. Usually when a character has been written off of the MCU, the actor has often evoked that they're retired. Yeah, they walk off the wall. Robert Downey Jr. was like that, and so was Chris Evans. Yeah. But certain characters that died have not been like that. Scarlett Johansson has not said anything like that, which is, we got a Black Widow movie after Black Widow died. She's going to continue to be Black Widow for a little bit. I don't know, but they're obviously setting up her sister as the next one. Next one, so we'll see. Elizabeth Olsen just renewed her 7-year contract. Yeah, Marvel Studios. She's not going anywhere. Yeah, Scarlet Witch ain't going nowhere. She ain't going anywhere. She will reappear. Either the original Scarlet Witch of the MCU doesn't actually die in the end of this because it's definitely there's no body. Oh yeah. Or what I think is more likely is an alternate reality version of her is going to be also a possibility. The MCU, most likely also with fucking not Peter Sellers. Sorry, the guy who played Quicksilver. Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah, X-Men. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah. Most likely they're going to just I guarantee it.
do that and bring it in and do it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And because they got the alternate dimension thing, they can do whatever they want with the X-Men.
Exactly.
So I'm totally down for that. And I'm fine with them bringing back like old actors from the Fox movies, but I really hope it's not just the Fox reality. Like I hope alternate dimension X-Men, but a lot of the actors are reprising their roles. That's what I kind of hope they do.
Yeah. It's one of those things where there are some guys where I'm like, I don't know how you would replace them, but you might want to. Mainly Hugh Jackman.
No, yeah.
You know, like he's getting on.
I'm pretty sure he's retired at this point, so they might have to. But like some of the other actors, they can probably bring back.
Oh yeah, like Cyclops and and shit like that. Like I think that would be fine.
Hell, I mean, like Ian McKellen would be cool. But even if you don't get Ian McKellen, I'm totally down with what's his name from First Class.
Yeah. That'd be okay. I would prefer Ian McKellen because I like old Magneto.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I don't mean old as in OG. I mean like as an old guy.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, to be fair, by the time they bring the X-Men back, he might be
an old guy.
At this rate.
Oh man!
But they between this and the Quicksilver cameo, they're teasing it.
Yeah,
they're 100%
pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
you know. So I don't believe they're not gonna try to do that.
Yeah,
you know. So don't worry. If you're into Wanda Maximoff, you're gonna see her again. I guarantee it. Mark my words.
Anyway, my fellow Gorehounds, where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me here on YouTube, where I stream at least twice a week. I try to hit every Thursday and every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I also stream randomly during the week. And you should come down because I like to talk about movies, Satan. Love to pitch crazy movie ideas that we come up with in those streams. Like my favorite is still, actually I have two favorites. One is still Godzilla vs. Jason. And where Jason, like, nuclear radiation makes him big, and then he picks up the world's biggest machete in like fucking Wisconsin for some reason.
Nice.
They just got one. The other one was Leatherface meets Lake Placid.
Nice.
Where it's basically the Protector with Leatherface as the Protector and the crocodile as the elephant.
Nice.
You know, so we talk about all kinds of crazy crap, and I'd love to see you there. If you want to know exactly when I stream, follow me on Twitter at Counting Jack, where I always put out a little notification when I am live. And sometimes I will even use Instagram, Satanic Jackula. That's where you'll find me there. So hope to see you at the streams. It's always a good time. How about you?
You know, for a minute there, I thought you were going to go like full Captain Spaulding. Do you like blood and violence?
You like blood, violence, freaks of nature? Sure, we all do. Come on down.
Anyway, y'all know me. I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, and Facebook. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema, and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're notified of my videos anytime they're uploaded. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, then be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way.
Yep.
Hashtag, if you made it this far into the vlog, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below with hashtag yellow chair. That way I know, that way Jack knows, that way the whole world knows. And most importantly, that way you know you watched this vlog all the way through.
Because you might have forgotten.
You might have forgotten. I mean,
yeah.
This is weird shit happening with like dimensions breaking, barriers, you know. You got to remind yourself what you actually did, you know. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, I apologize that my stomach has been fucking growling during this vlog. Apparently, I'm hungry and I need to get something to eat. So I'm going to do that once we finish this.
Secure our lunch situation.
Exactly. Peace out, my fellow Gorehounds, and I'll catch y'all later.